All right, so the team has asked me to say a few words about what's been happening since the video shoot took place. We're very close to the Kickstarter. We're about 5 or 6 weeks now at most. The date is a little flexible just because we want to make sure that our marketing is hitting the stride that we want it to hit. It wants to hit certain metrics before we unleash it in our social media marketing, and so until it does that, we're going to keep on slightly delaying and pushing it forward, the launch date. But it's basically 5 or 6 weeks at this point at most. What I've been doing a lot of in the last couple of days is trying to understand the biggest missing piece in what basically a subscription box company needs, or like a book of the month club, or just anything that has to do with sending your inventory to people on a regular basis, especially if they're not buying it from a store, right? Like that's like the model where the person buys something from a store and you ship it to them. That's a well-defined model. Like, we all know how that works. There's countless like tutorials and ways for how to do that. It's very, very simple. It's trivial. What's not trivial is having a business model where your purchase step is not connected to my shipment step. You're purchasing the subscription, and I'm shipping packages completely unrelated to the subscription event. So there's nothing triggered by your subscription. It's just that you're now part of the subscribers, and then we ship the stuff to you on our schedule. But how to do that whole part of the business, like the physical part of the business of having supplies, having inventory, tracking, sending stuff out regularly, like every month, and then like tracking who gets what, tracking who received what last month so they don't receive it this month. It's such a vast galaxy of things to learn that I was very anxious that we just didn't have that map. I mean, we're launching in 6 weeks, but we would want to start shipping in so today is March 12th, so mid-March. We want to say we launch in 4 weeks, but then we start shipping in July, right? So from mid-March to July, there's some time left, but there's not that much time. And to figure out basically a galaxy of learnings, especially with this being your first time learning how shipping works, how inventory works. Like, I have no background in shipping. I have no background in inventory, zero. Like, I specifically spend my life purposefully avoiding anything to do with physical products, anything to do with like logistics, supply chain. I purposefully spend my life trying to orient my skills towards virtual, digital, online knowledge domains, and now having to downgrade and downscale and sort of bring my feet back on the ground and learn how to engage with physical product. Like, where do you get it from? Like, how do you know that they're gonna ship it, and how long will they take, and how much will it cost to ship it and to make it for them? And then will that still fit our price model where them making it and shipping it to us, and us shipping it to the subscriber will still make it work financially? That's one huge but small part of everything I have to figure out, because if the provider or the supplier sends us the item, the inventory, the books in this case, where do they go? Do they go to in this office that you see behind me? Are we gonna stack thousands of books there every month and have me sit around behind this table, have our team stuff envelopes, thousands of envelopes every month? It's just not a scalable solution to just do it by yourself. I mean, I could do it all by myself. We could have our whole team do it all together. We could gather and do it, but that's not a serious, big business solution. So what is the big business solution, the big boy solution, the long-term, the scalable answer? Automation. Somehow the stuff is ordered from some sort of a supplier, somehow it's sent to us when it needs to, and then it's tracked by a system, and then when we send stuff out, everything gets automatically subtracted from the total, without us going in and doing -1 on the total. this whole process is basically where I think a lot of businesses fail. Like I'm not upset that I have to learn this. I'm excited because as complicated, as insanely difficult as that is, and as like alien to my whole way of thinking and my like all of my decades of training myself to be good at, it's alien to everything about me because I'm digital and this is a real world, this is physical, like this is like tangible stuff, like shipping and like weight and like size, dimensions and like transit costs, and it's all very different to me who lives in instantaneous, measureless world of online, right? So I'm like trying to recalibrate myself and it's very difficult to me, it's very foreign to me. So it's tough, but I'm not upset about that because I think like, what's the silver lining in that? I'm always looking for the silver lining. I'm always looking for the glass half full. The glass half full is this hits everybody. And when you realize this hits everybody, it's like, okay, that's, I guess the scales are fair. But then you realize most businesses fail. And you realize that they failed probably here. Like they have their product figured out. They know what they want to send. They know what they want to like, have to be their thing. They just can't like connect all the gears. Like all the gears are spinning, but they're not connected. So the machine isn't working. And they don't know how to connect the machine, how to connect the gears. And I'm excited about that because I'm excited that if we can figure out the gears, we'll be so much more ahead than anybody trying to compete in the space. So the question is, do we have what it takes to connect the gears and to figure out all the pieces better than somebody else? And I think yes. I think it's just a matter of time before we learn it, before we figure it out. We learn all the warehouse, inventory, procurement, fulfillment, shipping, nuances. It's just a matter of time, even though it's alien to me, it's foreign to me. I've got no doubts that we're gonna figure this out. Once our Kickstarter happens, God willing, it's successful. But even if it's not, we'll just keep on going. Start assembling subscribers. And then once we have subscribers and we have to like fulfill and procure those monthly requirements and monthly shipments, we will have a system that's going to automate everything. It's going to track inventory, track supplies, track existing stock, connect to the warehouse, have warehouse fulfillment partners and suppliers. We're going to connect to the printers and you know the manufacturer of our books. We're gonna track inventory, track the shipment, and I'm not gonna be the one doing it manually in like a spreadsheet. That's not the way it's gonna work. It's gonna be all automatic. And that's how you scale from microscopic to something big.